Hello mathematicians, puzzlers, and other curious people. In this video we're taking a look at the Math 0325 Test 1 review, specifically question 9, which says in 2003 a company was worth $237 million, and then in 2018 it is worth $1,987,000,000. We're asked to find two things about that. What is the absolute change in the company's value, and what is the relative change in the company's value? So the absolute change is going to be, in this case, a number of dollars. And in general, it's going to be the same unit as the quantity in the problem. So if we've got some number of dollars changing to some other number of dollars, that changed by some number of dollars. Now, relative change, on the other hand, is expressed as a percent. And we'll use the absolute change when we calculate the relative change. So to find the absolute change, first of all, I see that it's an increase, so I expect the absolute change to be positive. If it were decreasing, I would expect it to be negative instead. So then I'm just going to find out how much it changed by using subtraction. So we'll have 1,987,000,000 minus 237 million. Now, between you and me, since those zeros all line up, if you want to avoid the chance of miscounting the zeros, putting it in the calculator, it's okay to just put the zeros back on at the end. And say, okay, we're working in millions, but what we put into our calculator is just the 1,987, in other words, 1,987,000,000, but with the zeros dropped, minus 237. Remember, we're just putting the zeros back on afterward. It just prevents miscounts on how many times you hit the zero with your thumb. You can deal with this either way. So if I punch in 1987 minus 237, I get back 1750, and then I would just need to edit back on the zeros for my answer. Now, on the other hand, if I didn't use that shortcut in entering it, I could punch in 1987,000,000 minus 237,000,000 and get 1,750,000,000, just like what we have here. 1,750,000,000. So either way, this would be the absolute amount of growth in dollars. You could also say the absolute amount of change in dollars in the company's value. Now remember, though, relative change won't be in dollars, it'll be as a percent. And relative change is always a percent of the starting value. So one way you can think about this this formula is absolute divided by start. Now remember, this absolute value is found by taking the end value and subtracting the beginning value. So another way you might see this is end minus beginning divided by beginning. So from here we can just plug these values in. So that ending value of 1,987,000,000 minus 237,000,000 and then divided by 237,000,000. Another way you can deal with this, since we've already calculated the absolute amount, is to just say 1,750,000,000 divided by 237,000,000. If you want to just start from this first version here, though, and punch that straight into your calculator, I strongly recommend that you put parentheses around the numerator because it has terms. If you don't put parentheses around the numerator, your calculator will misunderstand you. So now I'm going to punch this into my calculator, and again, I'm going to be a little bit lazy and cross out paired zeros, factors of 10 in both. Lazy like a mathematician. So then I'm just going to punch in 1750 divided by 237, and I get, well, I'm going to cut this off at a few digits, but I get about 7.384. And that's hard to think about as a percent, because when we move that decimal point to turn it from a decimal to a percent, again, by the two places, you can also accomplish this by punching in on your calculator times 100. What we get is 738.4%. Now, this might seem a little bit bothersome if you're expecting a percent to always be less than 100%. And that's a right expectation when you're talking about a part out of whole relationship. But when you're talking about a relative change, something could increase by even more than it originally started out as. If something doubles, that's going to be 100% growth. If something more than doubles, that's more than 100% growth. And I see that this company has grown in value to way more than double of what it started as. So I think, even though it looks strange if you were expecting a part out of whole relationship, I think this is right because of what kind of a problem we're doing here. Now, I mentioned that it could be important to put those parentheses. Let me show you what happens if you don't. So on my calculator right now, I'm just going to put in 1,987,000,000 minus 237,000,000 divided by 237,000,000. So that's what I'm typing in right now. 1,987,000,000 minus 237,000,000 divided by 237,000,000, and I get 1,986,999,999. Well, that's only one less than this right here. What happened? Well, it turns out what happened is my calculator, probably your calculator too, knows about the order of operations. So in the order of operations, division comes before subtraction. And so your calculator reads this problem when you put it in this way as divide first and then subtract what you get from that. Well, we've got the same number here. So when we divide it by itself, it makes 1. So as a result of that, it just subtracts 1 from what we started with. So clearly, this is way different from what we wanted. So the solution to that is to put parentheses around the two numbers that you want to subtract, so your calculator will understand to follow the order of operations by doing parentheses first. And, it's just a way you can communicate with your calculator about what you really want. And then it will subtract and then divide.